Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This week we've got some more Trench Crusade. Yep, we got some more Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent. And these guys kind of give me the creeps because I'm not a big fan of a lot of bugs. A Pit Locust. A Pit Locust. God, man. The backstory for these guys is just brutal. Again, this game does not disappoint when it comes to that. Anyway, guys, this should be quick. We're gonna keep it real dirty and grimy, and this is a weird model. Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And I'll catch you guys in there. Alright, here we go. Pit Locust, Trench Crusade, Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent. What is known for sure is that when the gates of hell opened, terrifying swarms of pit locusts appeared. They delight in the torment of mankind and are imbued with feral cunning and wicked bloodlust. In the first battles of the Great War, which saw the Levant overrun in a string of great victories, the pit locusts were instrumental in scattering the formations of the humans who refused to bend the knee to the nobles of hell. As a reward for their part in the battles, the pit locusts were granted the right to hunt with the Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent and take their share of the spoils and gorge themselves on the vanquished. Yikes. Now these guys, could you imagine a swarm of these guys? Let me get a regular dude. Gotta get a regular size dude, regular human. Right there. Okay. A swarm of these coming at you? Come on. That's just crazy. Anyway, what we're going to do with this, I'll give you a quick glimpse of the art here real fast. Might have to zoom out just a little bit. There we go. Alright, we're kind of going for that. Pretty grotesque. The armor is going to be a metallic, right? And then the face, we're going to do a pink, and he's got some red, and he's got some blood and red under the armor, and then he's got this glowing, flamey crown. Wild art on this, as usual. So what I think we're going to do is I'm going to get the airbrush a little bit, and I'm going to airbrush some of this red oxide just in these areas under here as a base coat before I do the dry brush of a metallic, right? So we can get that stained blood look from underneath. All right, so first thing first, oxide red. There we go. Real quick, real simple. Just stippled that on there, and then we're going to come back now with the metallic, and we're going to use dark silver, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing all over, and you can see he's got metal plates all the way around his entire body. So his entire body is covered with this dark silver, and we're just going to do it with like the stipple like we've done everything else. We're keeping it real simple here, and we're getting really good results. So let's move forward with the dark silver, and that will be, oh, that's coal black. Let's get the right one, gentlemen. Right there. Alright, there we go. The metallic armor is pretty much done. All we got to do is put a little bit of wash in there, maybe. I haven't decided if I'm going to do wash. I probably will. I'll probably use some Agrax just because it's got a little bit of brown in it to maybe give that silver a little pop. And I will be going back with just a little bit of silver. Or actually, I don't think it's silver. I've got one of the new colors, and it's a steel. And that's what I'll be highlighting the rivets and things like that. But I think what we're going to do now is we're going to get on with that face, and we're going to start with just regular pink. All right, let's do it. There we go. Everything's looking really good. It's all tying together. That head is looking terrific. I do apologize. It looks like there's a bit of a glare there. I'm still working on my lighting. It seems like it's just always my nemesis. Sometimes it's spot on, and sometimes I have to play with it. Anyway, I digress. What I wanted to show you here is the back, his little stinger. He's got a poison stinger, and in the photo, in the art, it calls for red. But what I'd like to do, I want to go ahead and do my own little touch. I'm going to add just a little bit of color to this model, and we're going to use the 3-color green. I love the green, so we're going to go dark camel green mixed with yellow green, and then we'll finish it off with bright yellow green. But I think first what we're going to do is we're going to he's got some black hair. I want to clean that face up around there just real quick, and I just wanted to show the green so I can just kind of push forward as we go through after I finish this hair here, black. And the last thing we're probably going to do is the flaming crown up there. All right, all right, here we go. I did the base off camera because you've seen me do these bases a million times. Please go back and watch the beginning Trench Crusade videos, and you'll see how I do each one of them, because I do them each time. I don't see the reason for us to do it every time. All I did was take some dark umber and some umber and did the panels there, the wood planks, and then some copper for the shells, and then some rubber for the wire, and obviously dark silver for the little metallic around there, and then a camel green for the base. And then I'll come back with my pigment and I'll just put that on the bottom, and boom, maybe even a little wash, and she's done. Super simple, super simple. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get on with that stinger, and we're going to do that with a dark green and move it all the way out to lime green. Lime yellow green. All right, let's do it. All right, there we go. Got that little stinger down. I took it out to that little bitty yellow right there. I just wanted to do something a little fun, and boom, there it is. Because I mean, this model, we can zoom out now. This model is definitely pretty simple, right? A little bit of you know, gotta take your time with the face. That's really about it. Actually, you know what? I haven't got to that crown yet, so I'm probably ahead of myself. So let's get the bells and that crown done, and we're gonna be doing that with dark bronze and light bronze. All right, let's do it. Finally getting over to this hair, finally. And we're just doing this with coal black. Alright, we're down to our last technique here. Let's zoom out just a little bit here. Alright, here are the last colors we're going to use, and this is going to be for the flames on top of his head. We'll start off with the orange yellow, we'll move into a red orange, and then we'll move into a tiny bit of power red, and then we'll tip it with some coal black. That's about it, real quick, and I'm going to do it all with the brush. I consider doing it with the airbrush, which would be pretty cool, and man, maybe I do want to do it. Maybe I bust out the white ink. I spray that up, and then we hit it up with this. I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, you know what? I'll let you know in the next clip. All right, let's do it. All right, there we go. I used the Agrax Earth, and I used a little bit of this rust wash just to get it in the crevices here and there, just to give it a little bit of color. Still a little bit wet, but man, does that look really good. He's really turning out. He's pretty much done. Again, I just need to do the flames. And I was on with my live chat last night on Decayed Painting, and you know, I threw out there, I haven't decided if I'm going to airbrush the flame hair or brush. And one of the guys on there, we'll call him the rancher, said let's go with the brush. And you know what, he's right. Sometimes I overthink it and I just go a little too far, but it would look terrific with OSL. And I still may go that route. I'm not sure, but I'm going to start off with using the brush. And what we're going to do is our first color will be a new color from the AMP colors, orange yellow. How about that? And we're going to do that just at the base, and we'll move up just a little bit, and then we will wet blend, another new color, red orange from AMP Colors Monument Hobbies. We'll be blending that, and then we'll be hitting up a little bit of power red, and then we will definitely tip it off with a bit of coal black. So for the first, let's start with this new, I take that back. Let's start with this new orange yellow. All right, we're going to do that right at the base. All right, let's do it. I'm not sure if I got that on camera, but I took the yellow orange and I used a little bit of the let me grab it for you, I'll show you, a little bit of the wash glaze, and I mixed it with that orange, put that back there. And what I did is I just kind of made it a filter over the top of this metallics, and if you can see, it's got this yellow glowing sheen from the flames. Instead of using the airbrush, I went ahead and did that just to give it, some OSL, because that flame would be putting off a little bit. And it looks really good. It looks really nice, very subtle. All right, so what we're going to do now, and also you saw I did the pigments on the ground. I put pigments here and there, and I think I'm going to go back just with a little bit and off camera, and I'm just going to touch up a couple of these little metallic areas just real quick. Yeah, this guy looks terrific. He looks really good. Now what we need to do is get that matte varnish over the top of it and get him on the spinner. All right, let's do it. All right, there we go. Trench Crusade, Pit Locust. Nasty, 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 right? Anyway, guys, what a cool little paint. We got to keep it dirty and grimy. And, I thought about doing the airbrush on the flames on the head. And, and I went on my chat last night, Decayed Painting. He does a live session every Friday. Go check it out. And the rancher who was in there at the time, Mike, he's like, you know, he likes to see the brushwork. You know what? I was kind of leaning that way already because I don't know. Sometimes the airbrush just, you know, it's a little more involved. It's a little more involved, but the payoff is good. But we want to keep it simple, right? We want to keep it so everybody can do it, because everybody has a brush. Not everybody has an airbrush. Anyway, guys, stay tuned for more Trench Crusade. I've got a few more factions we're gonna barrel through, and then we're gonna dive into some of the Krieg, the 40k Krieg models. And I believe we're gonna do that on a live session. I'm gonna build that on a live session, and I may actually do a couple YouTube videos on maybe just a couple little things. And I also want to point out that we're going to start a color series. I've got a 10-week color series, and I picked out 10 colors that we're going to do a 5-minute video on, just, you know, a quick technique and how to get it to where it needs to go, or whatever the video may be. But I want to get a 5-minute video every week, and that starts in May, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. I'll catch you next week.